What's up guys, Sly Spy Gaming here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get tons of coins, fighter XP, and cameo XP very quickly in Mortal Kombat 1 Season 2, aka Season of Blood. So since Season 1, they've actually nerfed the way to get XP. I had a video out prior showing the best strategy on how to farm character XP, coins, seasonal currency, and cameo XP. But unfortunately, this has been nerfed. I'm assuming that this is the way that it was originally intended to be. They've essentially made it to where now if you fight enemies lower than your invasion level, you pretty much get no XP. Before, you used to get tons, and it was a good way to kind of farm that system and pretty much get an easy brutality and flawless victory, which would help you add bonuses to your XP, coins, etc. So to start off, I am going to go through kind of two different methods on how to do this. One will be based on if you are not level 30 in the invasion mode yet, and you don't really care about just getting through the invasion mode quickly. The other will be for those people who are level 30 or want to be level 30 and kind of just get through the invasion mode as quickly as possible. If you aren't level 30, I still highly recommend you watching the video all the way through, as you will get to a point where you are level 30 in the invasion mode, and there won't be much left to really do for casual players like us, and you're going to want to figure out a way to get your character mastery up and get whatever is left in the shrine with tons of coins and things like that. So I highly recommend you watch the entire thing through. The reason that I split it up into two parts is because players with lower invasion levels can still have a way to farm character XP and coins and such early on. It's just kind of an ongoing process that you'll have to sort of change along the way. So the first method that we're going to be talking about is a pretty straightforward one for those lower level characters, you know, level ones, people who are just starting out in invasion mode. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is find an endurance tile. It is going to be very dependent on what the level says, and you can see what the level is right here. So to maximize your rewards, which is the character XP, cameo XP, coins, seasonal credits, etc., you're going to want to find a endurance tile that is either your level or higher. The reason for this is because the developers have actually changed the way that payouts work. So if you're fighting at invasion levels that are lower than your current level, you're going to get reduced rewards. The amount of the reduction continues to scale downwards as you progress in levels. So if you keep going back to your level 1 endurance tile, you're going to essentially be earning no rewards if you continue to try to farm that. So what you're going to want to do is to pretty much farm those endurance tiles while you're at that certain level, or if it's a level that is higher than yours, keep farming those until you hit either that level or above, and then continue to progress through the invasion mode. Again, this is for those lower level players who aren't yet level 30 in invasion mode. The second step to this is pretty much how you build your character out. But essentially what you will want to do is allocate all of your points into that attack skill. The reason that I'm going to say this is because most likely the characters that you're going to be wanting to farm will be lower levels and might not actually have any brutalities earned yet, which are earned through the character mastery. However, all characters do start with the classic brutality, which is the uppercut. This is fairly easy, and since most people aren't going to know characters that they don't play as but are just trying to farm it to essentially gain their character XP and get coins and such, the best strategy for this is to just continuously do uppercuts as they do a ton of damage. Add on that the enhancements from that attack skill, and you'll be taking out these endurance fights in no time. And you're going to want to finish at least that last opponent off with that uppercut kill so that you can get the brutality, which adds some bonus XP. Kind of the second part to this, which is going to net you a ton more XP than just the brutality alone, is going to be to get a flawless victory. So this is going to be a little bit harder to do and pull off. You are going to not hit it every single time, obviously, but with the right cameo setup, some relics that increase your attack damage, as well as some talismans that you find along the way, this should help. And the best one that I have found early on is the Windbreaker talisman, which will essentially stun your opponents and will allow you to hit them with that uppercut move. Now with that out of the way, we'll get into the second method that I discussed, which is how to get quick character XP, cameo XP, and coins in invasion mode for level 30 players. So if you followed my guide on how to get invasion XP very quickly, you're most likely level 30 by now, and as you can tell, being level 30 doesn't really coincide with getting XP during your time playing Invasion mode anymore. While this will allow you to essentially get through the Invasion mode very quickly and get tons of cosmetics and different things for your characters, you won't be netting much XP as you go through. So to start off, there isn't an actual level 30 endurance fight that I have found. The highest that I have actually found is in the final Mesa, and it is a level 28 endurance fight. This again won't give you as much XP as if it were a level 30 fight, unfortunately, and I think that this might be intentional on the developers' part, again as a way to nerf the character XP and reward gains that you would get from grinding out a level 30 endurance. However, what you're going to want to do is, you'll see right here, there is a collector shop. If you really haven't explored the last Mesa, it is on a path that isn't the main path, so you might want to first explore a little bit so that you can find exactly where this endurance mode is. Again, it is by one of the collectors, so if you do want to get there relatively quickly, you can just go to the shop menu and fast travel directly there. Essentially, the steps are going to be very similar as to how I explained it for the lower levels, and what you're going to want to do again is strive to hit the brutality and flawless victory every time. And again, you're not going to get the brutality and flawless victory every time. What you might be able to get most of the time using just the uppercut strategy would be obviously that brutality, but it seems like they have increased the difficulty of the AI just a little bit. So the strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys is actually how you can more effectively get flawless victories and kind of sneak in a brutality every once in a while as well. So the first part of this that I'm going to start with is the Talisman Blood Moonfall. This is the best talisman that I've found at this point for the higher levels, and especially for this method, because it essentially renders your opponents useless. You're going to want the level 30 version of this and the legendary version that you actually get by doing some of the exploration through the Invasions mode and through some of the different mesas. I'm not exactly sure if I picked it up on the last mesa or if I picked it up during some of the Bloodfang areas, but this talisman is a game changer. Essentially, with this legendary Blood Moonfall talisman, it drops about 60 meteors throughout the course of the fight. Now, you might notice that it actually has 2 charges, which is exactly what I'll get into with my next point, which is the relic that you will need during this. So essentially, the relic that you are going to want to use with this, and again this will be through some of the exploration throughout the Invasion mode, is the Feeling Lucky relic. What this relic does is that it will actually give you a 0.1% chance to auto trigger any brutalities. So while you're doing uppercuts, you could possibly trigger that brutality just randomly. But the main perk that you will see here is the You Are Extra Lucky perk. Now, I'm not exactly sure, and they don't go into super detail on how exactly this works, but it seems to offset the fact that the Bloody Moonfall talisman is only 2 uses and seems to recharge it relatively quickly. I went through multiple matches and didn't actually even have to go back to the forge to recharge this. This again should cut down on some time, as you won't have to recharge it at all, or possibly you'll only have to recharge it a couple of times while you are farming. So I just want to break down some of the XP and bring out a little bit of nerd in me here. So with my method, if you were to hit the brutality and flawless every time, which again you most likely will not be able to do it every single time, however, with the brutality and flawless victory, you get altogether 446 profile XP, 1001 fighter XP, and 271 cameo XP. Seeing as you can go through an entire match in about 2 minutes, that would allow you to do it essentially 30 times in 1 hour. So breaking that down, in 1 hour you'd be able to get 13,380 profile XP, 8,130 cameo XP, and a whopping 30,030 fighter XP. That's not to mention the extra coins and seasonal credits, as well as the crowns that you get as well on top of that. Anyways, that about does it for this video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned as I will be fine-tuning this process a little bit more in the coming weeks. Anyways, until next time, everybody, this is Sly Spy Gaming signing out.